ERC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Tuesday, the 10th day of March. Awfully warm out there today, but weather changes are coming up. Hey, this is March in Alabama, you know. Let's look at some of the Skycam shots around the network. That's the Birmingham image this afternoon. A partly sunny sky, readings around 80 in most spots. Pretty much the same view coming from Cullman. Hey, and that's inviting right there, the Gulf of Mexico. The spring break crowds will be swelling down there next week, and we'll talk about that as we go along. Generally speaking, I think next week will be dry down there, and the weather not bad at all. A little on the cool side maybe to start the week. There's a look at where we are now. It's a battleground. 588 Warm Ridge over Florida. Cold trough over the Rockies and coming out across the Plain States. Look at the contrast there. You got 80s down here in the southeast. Temperatures are below zero, and I mean way below zero at midday. These are noon observations. In fact, I see one spot up there in Canada, Montana, looks like Cutbank is 10 below zero at noon. But again, around here, numbers are looking awfully nice. Temperatures are bumping up toward 80, and I do think that most spots will wind up in the low 80s before the day is over. Keep in mind, we're back on daylight saving time now, so your highs are typically coming about 3 to 4 o'clock after I do this update. We'll check the convective outlook in that big zone where the air masses are colliding. There's a risk of severe weather, a slight risk for the rest of this afternoon and tonight from McAlester, Oklahoma to Indianapolis, and that includes St. Louis and Little Rock, Harrison, Fayetteville, Arkansas, places like that. Rain for the next 5 days, big-time rains off to the west. The Arklatex, come on now, 5 inches of rain there. The Bullseye just east of Dallas out toward Terrell, Texas, suggesting 5.5 inches there. Here's the 12Z GFS. This is valid at noon tomorrow. And again, there's your warm ridge over Florida. Cold trough passing through the Great Lakes. And at the surface, our cold front eases in here. And it's a chilly 1,044 millibar high coming in behind it. But the front is becoming parallel to the upper airflow, and it's probably going to drift down to about Montgomery and stop. So we think we will see some rain tomorrow. Doesn't look like a lot, though, does it? Looks like just a few showers, nothing beyond that. Certainly no severe weather. Thursday, model looks relatively dry, really with a better rain to the north. And accordingly, and again, temperatures are going to be tough here. The thickness values don't tell the story. A very shallow layer of cool air slips in here. We still think highs on Thursday will likely be in the mid to upper 50s from Birmingham north. You're probably going to have 70s from Montgomery south. And again, you get the idea. It's just not going to rain that much Thursday. And Friday looks a little wetter now all of a sudden. The model suggesting rain at times on Friday. And again, temperatures upper 50s to near 60. Saturday starting off the weekend, shortwave trough coming into western Texas. That's going to spin up a surface wave on the Gulf. That looks fairly wet on Saturday. And Sunday, the rain should begin to taper off by midday. So really no change in our weekend thinking. Looks pretty wet Saturday night into Sunday morning. And Monday of next week, here comes our trough. And this run looking not nearly as impressive as runs we have seen earlier with cool air getting in here. In fact, this is really suggesting it's still going to be wet on Monday. So this is in direct contrast to our ongoing forecast. Let's wait until another run comes in, you know, the deal here, before we change anything. And then Tuesday still looks kind of cloudy and showery there. We're just having a hard time scouring the moist air out of here. And then on Wednesday the 18th, we go dry. Thursday the 19th, dry. So for the spring break, folks, we might have to look at some chance of rain early in the week, but things are looking pretty good by the time you get to midweek on Wednesday and Thursday. Into the forecast period, March the 26th. That's a pretty good-looking trough coming in here. It'll surface low on the Atlantic coast. Snow for Nashville on the 26th of March. Are you kidding me? It's possible, but again, this will change many times. We all know that. We're just looking. It's a very active month and certainly hard to peg down specifics more than a few days in advance. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on our blog, AlabamaWX.com, if you're watching this on YouTube or iTunes. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if you're local to us, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and God bless. Weather.